Hey everyone! So for today's practice, we are going to do a Radiant Warrior set. We're going to be doing some stuff on the floor, a little bit of vinyasa, some warrior poses. So let's get right to it. And let's all begin sitting on our mats in a nice, comfortable seated position. Maybe lifting up your knees to remove the flesh from under your butt and flatten those sit bones down to the earth, grounding down. Feel the connection of the sit bones to your mat or to whatever it is that you're sitting on today. Maybe you're outside enjoying this wonderful weather. Maybe you're at home on a mat or a towel. Whatever it is, just find your place. Root down, root into the earth. Sit straight and tall, inhaling, lifting your chest and your back straight, maybe closing your eyes and feeling the head, the crown of the head open toward the ceiling or the sky above you. Your hands can come down to your knees for grounding, open to receive. You're welcome to have a mudra, whatever feels good for you. Let's start with a few inhales together. We're going to inhale to 7. Take one more breath in. Exhale everything out as we start to breathe in. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more times. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it there for just a few moments. Keep holding, and begin to exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Begin to flutter the eyes open if they were closed. As you start to think about your intention, why are you here today? What is it that you're trying to get out of today's class? Think for a moment as you inhale the arms all the way up, feeling that stretch in the back and shoulders. Palms face one another. Maybe look up to your palms. Exhale your hands down to heart center. And then inhale your hands to your third eye as you seal your intention for today's practice. Exhale the hands back down to the knees. And we're going to do a few Siri Om. So go ahead and begin to make circles as you inhale forward, arching in the back. Exhaling as you round the back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, keeping those sit bones glued down. And you can move with your own breath, making the circles as big or as small, as slow or as quick as you'd like. Just beginning to feel the body engaging. You do one more time in this direction, and when you get to the top, go ahead and switch directions, remembering to inhale forward as you exhale back, rounding the back. Inhaling forward, keeping those sit bones glued all the way down, maybe pushing a little bit extra down against your knees so they don't come up. You can see mine are really trying hard. They really want to come unglued, so I have to put a lot of focus to make sure that my sit bones do not rise up just like that. You see here? Definitely a thing that our body likes to do, so just pay attention. And then come to a still position for just a moment. And then we're going to inhale both arms all the way up. Then we're going to exhale the right hand down, keeping the left arm up, as we start to bend over our right side. Left arm reaching long overhead, piercing the space or wall in front. And maybe you're here or a little bit farther. You can start to walk your hand out for a deeper stretch. If it's in your practice, you can come down to the forearm, remembering to keep the chest open. Inhaling up. And then we're gonna exhale down the other side. So go ahead and feel that stretch. Maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe the side's a little more open. Maybe it's a little tighter. Try to walk your hand out if you did on the other side. See if it's possible to do the same. If not, no worries. Just be where you are today. And keep pushing with that top hand against the space. Push one more time, a little bit further, and then inhale up. Exhale the hands down to heart center. And from here, we are going to go into cat-cow. So all knee in tabletop. Knees stacked beneath the hips, about hip width distance apart. Hands beneath the shoulders as you start to rock your hips side to side. Maybe begin to make some circles with your hips. Feeling where things are a little bit sticky or tight, maybe breathing some extra love into those spaces. And if you're doing circles in one direction, go ahead and switch to the other. I'm gonna make sure we do everything evenly on both sides. And you can also play with the wrists. You can flip the wrists, maybe sit back slightly as you feel the stretch in your wrists, and play with that for just a moment. And when you're ready, come to neutral spine. Hands spread wide, fingers in an L. On your inhale, arch your back as you look up into cow. And then exhale, back rounds, navel to spine, shoulders push up. Inhale, arch, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhaling into cow. Exhale, cat. And then just take one or two more on your own breath. And from here, from your tabletop position, you are going to go ahead and tuck the toes, push the hips up and back as you make your way into your first downward dog of the practice. So if this is your first dog of the day, feel free to walk your dog, bending one knee and then the other, allowing legs to warm up. And find stillness, going into that inverted V, hands pressing down to the earth as the hips pull up. Heels try to reach back. If the heels don't reach, mine don't quite reach right now, that's totally okay. Honor where you are. Take a couple more breaths here in your down dog. And then inhale forward into plank. Hold it here for just a moment. If plank is too much, you can go back into tabletop. And then lower all the way down, knees, chest, chin. And turn your head so that your right cheek faces the mat. And you can shake out your hips a little bit here as you prepare for your first baby cobra. So on your next inhale, you're gonna rise just a bit here. Baby cobra. Feel the stretch in your back. And then exhale, left cheek goes down to the mat. Feel the stillness for a moment as you prepare to inhale up. Maybe you lift your hands above the ground. You don't want to put the weight into your hands in cobra. Feel that arch as you exhale down, forehead to mat. next inhale, if you're ready, you can come into a full cobra. If not, you can stay in your baby cobra. And just take a few moments here, feeling a nice stretch, arching your back, maybe looking over your left shoulder to the left heel, and then the right shoulder, looking towards the right heel. And just breathe. And when you're ready, push back into a downward dog again. I'm just gonna take 3 breaths in this dog. Relish in it, cherish it. And when we're ready, we're gonna fire walk our feet to the front of the mat. So keep your toes up as if you're walking on hot coals and you don't want to burn your toes. Just slowly, slowly, slowly fire walk these feet forward. And I'm gonna walk my hands back to meet my feet and step back a bit. But for you, you wanna have your hands and your feet aligned to the top of your mat. And then grab opposite elbows. And I'm gonna grab my hair. As you go into your first forward fold, you can widen your feet hip distance. So you're gonna take about 2 fists placed next to each other. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And in your Uttanasana forward fold, you can find a bit of movement. Maybe shaking your head yes, and then no. Even if you can keep your legs straight, make sure to keep a micro bend in them. Just take a moment here. And when you're ready, inhale your arms all the way up to standing. Exhale your hands to heart center. Pose of stillness. So remember your intention that you said a few minutes ago. Feel the earth. Feel the feet rooting into the earth. Allow yourself to find inner peace. Thank yourself for getting this far, so far. Feel the warmth in your body. And when you're ready, we're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, right hand down as you lean over the right side. It's kind of like what we were doing earlier in a seated position, but now we're standing. So you want to keep the heart open, square those hips, don't lose the form. You don't want to bend over like that. So just keep everything tight. Abs in, inhale the arms up, exhaling down, same thing on the other side. Feel that nice juicy stretch. And then inhaling both arms up, exhaling down to heart center. So we're gonna go ahead and start to feel some movement, doing our willow tree as we sway our hands from side to side, maybe tapping hands against hips. Can find a little bit quicker of a movement that serves you. You can play with where your hands are, maybe raising them up to belly button level, and then maybe even tapping hand to opposite shoulder as you continue to willow your way through this nice spinal warming pose. Just allow yourself to be with it. Maybe lowering your hands back down to belly button level. Maybe you keep them up. Maybe you can get some movement in the feet. Getting ready for the next part of this practice. Okay, and when you're ready, find stillness. Find yourself in Tadasana, mountain pose for just a moment as you reset. Breathing in and exhaling out. So wherever you're at, find yourself back at the top of your mat. And we're gonna do low lunge into our splits, half splits. From here, we're gonna take the right leg, step it back, knee down to the mat, untuck the toes. So you might need to adjust a bit with that back leg. Feel those nice hip flexor stretches happening. You can find some dynamic movement. Just whatever feels good to you. You might even do a sort of circular situation. If you do that, go in both directions. And maybe you're just static. You can push against the thigh. You arch back a bit. Just do what feels nice. And when you're ready, inhale the arms all the way up. Smile. Exhale the hands down to frame the front foot. From here, we're gonna slide back, and our left foot is gonna flex. Bring your hands back to frame the left knee. As you feel the push-pull, so your left hip's gonna push back and down as your right hip pushes forward and up. Now you're gonna feel that nice deep hamstring stretch here. And again, you can find some movement if that feels nice, or you can keep it static. And then you can inhale back to your low lunge, arms reaching up. And then exhale, hands down, push back into half split, Ardha Hamanusana. Inhaling forward, low lunge. Exhaling as you push back, flexing that foot. Inhale forward. Maybe get a little bit more of an arch in your back this time. And then exhaling as you push back. And from here, if it's in your practice and you're ready for it, you can start to shake those legs apart towards your split. And if you have blocks, you can use the blocks to push against either the long side or the short side. This is my not so wonderful leg. It takes me a little bit longer to get into it. Don't push anything. You can keep your front foot flexed to protect everything. And if you're ready for it, you can sit yourself down into your split, maybe inhaling up. Wherever you are, breathe into it. I'm feeling a lot of tightness today. The side is a little bit rough. And then when you're ready, you can slide this leg. Take the left hand, place it back inside of it, and then slide the left leg back down, coming back into tabletop in just a moment here. Shake the hips out, maybe shake the neck out, flip the palms, whatever you want to do as we prepare to do this all on the other side. So now, to make it simple, we're just gonna step the left foot forward, our right foot forward, and the left leg is already back. Maybe it has to slide back a little bit more to find your sweet spot, and then do whatever feels nice to stretch those left hip flexors. This is a nice stretch. Noticing the difference between this side and the other side. And when you're ready, inhaling the arms all the way up. Taking a few moments here in your full expression of the low lunge. And then exhale the hands down to frame the right foot. And we're gonna slide back once again. This time, right foot flexes as we bring those hands back to frame the knee. In this case, the right hip is gonna be pushing back. It wants to go forward, but you're gonna make it push back, and your left hip's gonna go forward. We always wanna be squaring those hips forward. Again, you can have a moment of dynamic stretching if that's nice for you. And when you're ready, we are going to exhale forward. Inhale forward. And then exhale down. Pushing back into our half split. We're going to do this again 2 more times. Inhaling up. Maybe finding that back bend. Exhaling down. Keeping your back long. Last time, inhaling up. Exhaling down. Pushing back to your last half split. And if you're ready again on this side, you can go ahead and start to make your way into your splits. And you can see this is my stretchier, flexier side. So most of us are pretty uneven. Took me a couple moments to get into the other side. Don't want to push anything. You don't want to pull a hamstring or some other kind of injury. So just do what works for you. Maybe inhaling the arms up. Doing your best to keep those hips square. It's definitely a challenge. Sometimes when you finally get into split, you're kind of like all over the place, and that's not good for your joints. So the same kind of push-pull action is going to be happening in your split. The left back hip spin forward as the front one goes back. And then when you're ready, take the right hand inside to the left, and then circle your right knee down. Find yourself in a tabletop again, maybe shaking it out. And from here, we are gonna push back into our downward facing dog. Just a breath here. As you move forward into plank. And then if you're ready for your full vinyasa, you can go into chaturanga. If not, you can go into baby cobra, so go knees, chest, chin, and your baby cobra. And then push up into downward facing dog. We're just gonna do one round of sun salutations before we get into our warriors. So from here, you can fire walk again if you liked that. Walk normally, you can hop, or you can fly to the space between your hands at the top of the mat. Now, if you're not quite there, if you jumped, you can always, fix yourself. And hang out in our forward bend for just a moment, Uttanasana. And then preparing, we're gonna take a big inhale in just a moment, all the way up. So, breathe it all in, exhaling out, and when you're ready, we're gonna inhale all the way up, maybe taking a slight back bend. Exhale the hands to prayer. And we're gonna inhale it all the way up. Exhale as we swan dive all the way down. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale all the way down. And from here you can walk, step, or hop into your plank. And from here, yogi's choice. So you can do what we just did in the last baby cobra, or you can come into your chaturanga and up dog. And then push back into your down dog. And yogi's choice, walk, hop, or fly to the top of your mat. That's just one sun salutation. We're just gonna keep one round for today. Just hang out here in forward fold for just a moment. Maybe you walk your hands beneath your feet. No. Show that over here. Just to feel that stretch in your wrists. Keeping that micro bend in your knees, or a big bend if you need it. Okay. And you're still at the top of your mat. And then when you're ready, find yourself back in forward fold. Inhaling the arms all the way up, slight back bend. Exhaling the hands down. And then find yourself hands to your sides in mountain pose. Okay, now we're gonna do some standing balances. So, start with tree pose. What we're gonna do here is start to feel the weight shift into your left leg. So maybe just pointing that right foot up, you're lifting it off the ground for just a moment, allowing that left leg to assume the weight. And then when you're ready, inhale the left leg up. And if you can, begin to open that hip, pushing the right knee out, maybe using your left hand on the left hip for balance. And when you're ready, we're gonna come into tree pose, taking your left foot against left thigh, or it could be down here, or if you need a little bit of a kickstand, totally do that. Wherever you are, or you can even go into half lotus, whatever feels the most stable for you today. Clearly I'm losing that stability. Find a spot to focus on. Maybe you have your hands at heart center. Maybe you put them out to the sides or grow your branches tall. Whatever you want to play with today, maybe circling out those wrists. Just do what feels nice for you. And then, when you're ready, we are going to take the left leg out, but keep it up. And now straighten that right leg as you flex the right foot. I know it's hard. And then when you're ready, exhale, lower the right leg down to meet the left. And shake those hips out. And we're gonna do that on the other side. So preparing, you can see I have something on my foot. I've got a metatarsal injury, so I'm gonna be a little bit calmer and gentler with this side. We're gonna start to shift the weight to the right. Again, maybe pointing the opposite toe as you allow the weight to start to get into the right foot. And when you're ready, inhale the right knee up. And if it's in your practice, try to open up that hip. And when you're ready, take the left leg and place it wherever it is you had on the other side if possible. Maybe it's different. Just don't put it against the knee. Don't hurt your knee joints. So I'm having a little bit of stability trouble here. So I'm gonna keep my hands on my hips for just a moment. And you can grow your branches on an inhale, or you can put your hands into prayer. Taking a few moments to breathe here, and if you're like me, you're feeling the difference on this side. Just be happy that you're here practicing. It can be a little bit frustrating to fall out, but don't worry. Every day is a different day. If you're not there today, maybe you'll be there tomorrow. Everybody's body's different. Every day is different. And when you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and take that left foot off the hip. And then straighten. See if you can raise it, keeping that foot flexed. And when you're ready, exhale down with control. Okay, shake it out a little bit more. So now we're gonna do a little bit of warrior stuff. I'm gonna turn around to face the opposite direction now. So, we are going to begin with our crescent lunge or modified warrior one. So let's start by stepping that right foot back. Okay, so for this variation, we're not gonna do the 45-degree angle warrior one. We're just gonna allow that right foot back to have the ball of the foot pushing up. And you wanna square those hips. And then inhale the hands up for the full expression of your warrior one variation slash crescent lunge. And I'm trying to lean back so you can see my hands. And just take a moment there. And then from here, what we're gonna do is go into our warrior two. So we're gonna spin the hands, cartwheel them open as we spin the back foot. Now the heel of the front foot should line up with the arch of the right foot. I happen to have nice lines in my mat, so I can trace them. If you have a mat that folds, awesome. If not, just try to guesstimate where that arch would kind of be perpendicular with the back foot, which is also in a sort of 45-degree angle, while keeping the left foot down, left leg bent, knee over heel, and keeping the heart open. And then look over your front hand. Breathing. Starting to feel that heat. And then flip the left hand up. Begin to reach the left arm up as the right hand comes down, sliding down the right shin into peaceful warrior. Take a couple moments here. See if you can crawl those fingers down a little bit further. Keeping the heart open. Spine long, and then inhale up into warrior two. Whew. And we're gonna exhale down into extended side angle. So your left arm, forearm is gonna be on your left knee, And then you can reach up with that right arm. Feel that stretch. For an added challenge, you could lift the bottom arm and try to reach with those two arms all the way up. Or you could do a bind, just taking the top hand behind you, trying to clasp that bottom hand, opening your heart, looking up, or just grabbing onto your pants or your shirt. Or wherever you are. On your next breath, we are going to inhale back into Warrior Two. Now we're going to straighten the front leg and then take the front fingertips and pierce against that wall. So your hip's going to go up as you start to slide over. And then as you're as far as you can go, you can't move your body anymore. Then you want to start to lower down into our triangle pose. And now you could use blocks if you have a block or a book or something if you're not quite down. You can have your hand against the shin, it's on the foot, ankle, floor. Wherever it's at, don't let yourself collapse, okay? So if you're hyperflexy, you might want to kind of come down here, but you're collapsing, keep the heart open. Maybe you're reaching the hand overhead, feeling the stretch across the side body. Maintaining the integrity of the pose, that's the biggest thing. So integrity over flextigrity. All right, you always want to keep that heart open, spine long, smile on your face. And on the next inhale, we're going to come back into Warrior Two. The knee's going to bend. And then from here, we are going to take our left toes and face them forward. So now both toes are going to face forward or backward, wherever you're at. And I'm going to move a little bit more center here. So from here, we are going to do our wide leg forward fold. So you can have your hands on your hips or on your sides, whatever feels good. And then start to exhale as you bend at the hips, lowering the back down, spine long. And then bringing your hands down to wherever they are. And if you have blocks, you might rest your hands on the blocks, you might put your head on the blocks, you might bring your hands down farther, depending on where you are. Maybe grabbing your ankles, shaking the hips from side to side. Maybe you even heel toe your feet a little bit farther apart, coming down to the crown of the head. Wherever you are, you do you. If it's in your practice, you might want to try to do your headstand. See how it feels today. You could always move for a moment against a wall, allowing the blood to flow. Just playing with where you're at. And then when you're ready, we're all going to come down. Heel toe your feet in the bit if they're farther apart. Hands back to your hips. As you inhale, flat back all the way up. And do this very slowly, especially if you just did a headstand. Okay, and the counter pose for headstand would be a child's pose. So let's go ahead and just take one quick child's pose, everybody, for just a moment. We haven't done any child's pose today, so a little bit of an awkward transition, but it's okay. Reaching forward, feeling your third eye kiss the mat. Just let your body stretch all out, because we're going to do all that on the other side. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can come into tabletop. Push back into your downward facing dog. And I'll do this one on this side of the mat. So, when you're ready, jump, hop, or fly to the top of your mat. Take a moment, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, the hands come all the way up. Exhaling down the heart center. find a moment of stillness. Breathing, remembering the intention that you set today. And then exhale your hands down to mountain pose, Tadasana. Have just a moment here. Resetting, feeling the feet ground down into the earth. And then we are going to step the left leg back. Remember, we're going to do this crescent lunge warrior one modification. So the left foot, you're going to be on the balls of the toes. Bend that right knee over the foot, front foot. And then inhale the arms up. Maybe finding a bit of a back bend, clasping the hands together, back. Moving in a dynamic stretch. This was my tighter side, so I feel a deeper appreciation for the left hip flexor stretches here. Just be where you are. And when you're ready, we're gonna come into our warrior two on this side. So remember, heel lines up with the arch of the back foot, knee bent over, hips square. Whew, you feel that heat. And just take a few moments here. You can do a bit of a dynamic stretch. And then flip the right hand up, palm faces the ceiling. Exhale, back down over the left leg this time. Keeping the heart open as the hand goes down, right arm reaches all the way over. Feel that stretch, keep your heart open. Breathe, just breathe. And then inhale it back, warrior two. And exhale down into extended side angle on this side. So, same as the other side, you can take the bottom arm up for a deeper stretch, or you can bind, whatever feels good to you. Just take it where it's at. And then inhale the arms up into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. And hip the body forward, 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 forward. And then down into your triangle pose. Remembering to keep the hand over the shoulder. Don't let it open all the way back like that. It's a good stretch, it feels nice, but for this pose, I'm gonna keep everything in line. Heart pressing up, maybe looking up to the arm, hand, and just breathing. And then inhaling back up, we're gonna point the toes forward once again. And we are going to come down now into our forward fold. So exhaling down, hands on hips, flat back. And then just find what feels good for you. Maybe walking the hands a little bit forward as you keep the back straight. Walking them back. And instead of doing a headstand this time, we are going to play with crow pose. So before we do that, heel toe your feet in a bit and then point the toes outward as you come down into goddess pose. So allow the hips to open even more. Maybe you take the hands to push the knees open, or you can use the elbows and put your hands into prayer position. Maybe moving a little bit side to side. Maybe you put a block underneath your butt if you're not quite there and you need a little bit of support. Your toes are a little bit bent. Just make sure to keep your back straight, spine long, as you start to think about what does crow look like for you. Where are you in your crow today? And wherever that is, that's an okay place to be. We're gonna try it in just a moment. And wherever you are, be there. Allow yourself to be there. So, to set up for crow, let's take our hands down. And I'm gonna push them a little bit out beyond my mat. And you can start to come up and point your toes forward. So kind of like a wide-legged forward fold in between a wide-legged forward fold and a regular forward fold. If you have sleeves, you can roll them up so you get a little bit more friction. Because if you have these lovely glossy pants and a long sleeve shirt, they're gonna be pretty slippery. And you've got to maintain a lot of balance here. So now, what you can do, start to feel the weight going into your fingertips. And then start to bend the knees. Maybe you just stay on the toes for a moment with the hands down. And when you're ready, you can drop the knees onto the area behind the elbows and lift one foot and then the other as you come or try to come into your crow pose. And just allowing yourself to be there. If you fall out of it, it's okay. Keep trying. Or you can come into a child's pose if that's better for you. It's gonna take a few more moments here. Pushing into your finger beds, palms. Don't push into your wrists. You don't want to hurt your wrists. And then when you're ready, coming out of it if you're not already. And if you're in child's pose, come to meet us in a seated position. Just gonna straighten up my mat. Seated position on your mat, staff legs for just a moment. Take a few breaths here. And then exhale, straighten the legs. Flex the toes. And then inhale the arms all the way up. Maybe clasping your hands together or allowing the thumbs to connect, looking up. Taking a moment, and then your next exhale, we're gonna start to hinge forward at the hips. Maybe you have to move the flesh from beneath your butt, get those sit bones down to the earth a bit more, and just come to wherever you are in your seated forward fold. We've done a lot of work so far, so just allow yourself to be with it. Breathing into it. Maybe taking some dynamic movement to see if you can reach a little bit farther. And then inhale up. And then from here, we're gonna keep the right leg long. Take your left leg, tuck it in. I'm gonna micro adjust here. So right leg long, hips down, foot flexed, left leg in. We're gonna take a half dragonfly. So we're just gonna walk the hands forward with this extended side situation with our legs. And just trying to keep that right butt glued down. It's gonna wanna come up, but push it down. Keeping the spine long. Allowing yourself to breathe. And then inhale up. And we'll switch legs. So right leg comes in, the left leg goes out and flexes. And we're just gonna walk it forward once again. Keeping this time the left butt cheek glued down. Long spine. Feel the face relax. Maybe walking your fingertips out a bit more. And then inhale as you come up. And now we're gonna take both feet together. Soles of your feet connect. And flap your butterfly wings for just a moment. Butterfly pose. You feel a lot of cracks. Got a lot of cracks happening in my hips and toes. And then you can find a bit of movement. You can even do baby cat cows. So you can take your inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, pushing the seat bones down, rounding the back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And on your next inhale, you can see if you can roll a little bit more forward and just hold it there. Maybe taking the elbows against the knees to push deeper down into the pose. If you have a block, you can rest it beneath your forehead for a little bit of support. Remembering to breathe. And then inhaling up. And we're gonna do a seated twist. So, push your knees closed. Left leg is going to come out. I'm gonna switch over here. So left leg comes out straight, flex the foot. Right knee is bent. Exhale the left arm up, right hand comes behind. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Left arm against right knee. And allowing your spine to just twist into the pose while keeping it long. So you can inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Can you twist a little bit more? Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to twist. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back. And we're gonna switch legs. Right leg goes straight, left leg comes up. And now your left hand's gonna come behind you on the mat. As your right arm inhales up, exhale it down as you twist. Remembering to keep that long spine, inhaling up. Exhaling, can you twist a little bit more? Inhaling long. Exhaling. You've done a wonderful job today. You're probably feeling the heat. It's a nice, warm, 80-something degree day in the northeast. I can't imagine what it's like in the south. It's probably much warmer. So you might be having your own version of hot yoga. Coming forward now. You can just shake the hips out. And then step the feet down onto your mat. Scoot the hips up a bit. Take your hands out long and then just lower down. One vertebrae at a time. Feeling a little bit of a core movement, engaging the core. And then exhale the hands down. And you can just do a little windshield wiper action here with the legs to stretch out the hips. Feel that nice, good, juicy stretch. And we're gonna do a couple bridge poses. So find stillness as your knees point up to the ceiling of the sky. Take a couple breaths here in your stillness. And when you're ready, inhale, push the hips up. Engage the glutes. Maybe hold your hands, clasp them beneath you as you walk your shoulders into each other as you push those hips all the way up. Taking a few breaths here. And exhale, release it down, one vertebrae at a time, with control. Exhale it out. Getting ready to try this one more time. Bridge. When you're ready, inhale the hips up once again. And see if you can push them up. Even use your hands. Can you push your hips a little bit higher? You can use blocks as well. You can have a block beneath your lower back. And then exhale all the way down. And for this last one, if wheel is in your practice, full wheel, you are welcome to go there. If you don't know what full wheel is, do another bridge pose. Or if you're trying to do your full wheel, you can give it a shot. So to get into the full wheel, we're gonna take those of you doing that, take your hands behind your ears. Breathe in for a moment. And on an inhale, push all the way up. Spine. Feeling that nice
deep, deep stretch. Remembering to breathe.
Maybe the head goes back.
Maybe you find a bit of movement in your wheel. And if you're in bridge, just stay there for a few breaths. Pushing. Can you reach the hips a little bit higher? Engage those glutes. And then exhale, lowering yourself slowly down, being careful of the neck if you're in wheel. Maybe a windshield wipering your legs side to side. One more time. And then inhale, the knees into the chest. Give them a big, big hug. Thank yourself for coming to this practice today, for trying new things. Maybe just roll a little bit side to side, allowing the spine to get a massage. And preparing for Shavasana. And when you're ready, you can exhale everything down. The legs go long. You can take a nice morning stretch. Stretch those arms all the way back. Feet stretch out in opposite directions. Feel yourself like the Incredible Hulk dolls of the 1990s being stretched all the way apart. And then exhale, your hands down to your sides, palms facing up. Maybe you take your soles of your feet together. Whatever feels nice for your Shavasana. Thanking yourself for taking the time to give so much love to your body. Allowing it to feel what it feels. Allowing your energy to shine radiantly as your bliss touches the lives of others on and off your mat. Allowing the belly to fill with air on the inhale. Exhaling down. And just taking a few moments in your Shavasana to be where you are. To allow yourself to feel what you feel. Being present. And you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. I'm going to end the clip here today. Thank you very much for joining me in today's practice.